Greetings, everybody. Good morning, at least for me. Welcome. My name is Vorm if you're new here, and this is Necesse. Just recently released on a full 1.0 version, so we are taking a look. Been a little while since we last played Necesse, other than, yesterday's stream. So we're continuing our reintroduction to Necesse with the full 1.0 release. Had a good time, had a good audience, so figured we would continue and let a few other time zones experience the live playthrough glory of Necesse. The elevator pitch for this is a top-down Terraria with a fair dollop of Rimworld thrown into the mix. Very, very cool game. I can't recommend it enough. Very high quality and tons and tons of fun stuff to do that'll keep you busy for quite a while for a very, very, very reasonable price point. It's currently 50% off on Steam, so it's like $7.50 here in America land. And, check it out if you're all interested in this style of gameplay. All right, so what are we doing? Here we are back in our little world wearing our frog suit. The Elder's house, which we're going to move out of mostly. I need to get organized. We've beaten the first boss for the forest biome here, and it's time to get serious. Time to stop just waffling around doing random stuff. So we're going to do some village work. We're going to get some buildings built. We're going to get some pathways put in. We're going to get farming going. We're going to get real housing started, a workshop area with organizing all my storage, kitchen, a lot of stuff we're going to get done. So we're going to be here in base for a little while. I'll try to spice it up. We'll go down and do some mining because I'll probably need resources, and we may go visit a village or two. We'll see. But yeah, we got a lot to do. This is going to get torn down. That is not appropriate. I need much larger rooms. I've got a plan for how I'm going to do this kind of stuff. I did a little bit of research on the wiki to answer a few questions I had from yesterday's stream. One of them was the training dummy. There's no skills, no character levels or anything like that in this. The character gets better just by gear he equips. So the training dummy's purpose is just to give you a target for your weapon that will display your damage per hit and your damage per second. That way you can make comparisons between different weapons and make decisions. Because the weapons themselves in-game don't show you much in the way of statistics. So you can see the attack speed there and what it says the melee damage is, but you'll get a better feel for it if you use a training dummy and just kind of switch between weapons and see how they act and react and all that good stuff. So that's the point of a training dummy. It's not to train, really. It's just to give you an in-game stat tracking for your weapon damage per hit and damage per second. I got a little more detail on the housing needs of our people, and I've decided what I want to do. We'll leave that up for the moment. We're gonna start a barracks type of setup nearby, and then I'll tear this down or transition it to something else. But I need rooms that are 30 internal squares, so a 6x5, for example, internal. And then you got to have a door, you got to have a light. And the number of furniture types as an object is what determines mostly their happiness. So the size of the structure or the interior volume in number of squares. And then you want to have 7 different types of furniture. So a bed, a table, a chair, a bookcase, a desk, things like that. So if you get a decent volume and a good number of types of items in there, then you'll be able to get a pretty high happiness value. And I picked the internal volume of 30 because I'm going to build a little barracks area where I have kind of a row of 4 of those 6x30 rooms. And then later, when we expand a little further and we have more people, I'm going to destroy an inner wall in between 2 sections to make one larger room that's got 60 plus spaces, because that's the maximum. So we'll do 6x5s. Later, we'll tear down the interior wall, which will give us like 66 spaces, something like that. And as long as you're over 60, then you'll get the maximum room size bonus. So I'm kind of future planning. But we're going to start with a 6x5. That gives us a mid-level boost to the happiness of the person. And then later, when we can afford it, we'll do the wall tear downs, and they'll have these magnificent, huge apartments that they can habitate. So we'll start with a single set of 4 that later will let me tear down 2 interior walls and turn it into 2 much larger versions. And we'll just keep expanding in that way as time goes by. So we're going to do something like that. We'll do a first setup for that. We're going to do a main storage warehouse where in the center of it we have our workbenches, and then arrayed in a circle around it, as I've shown with the construction benches. When you use these, where does it show it? I'm trying to remember. Where I see the use nearby inventories. When you highlight this, it puts that white, and we'll call it a circle, around the position that the workbench is at as the center point. Any storage box within that white circle will pull items automatically from in order to craft at that bench. So we're going to set up a warehouse that's just a little bit larger than that white circle. We'll put storage boxes on the outer edges, just arrayed in a massive amount. And then in the very center, we'll have all the various workbenches, maybe 1 or 2 copies of each. So that'll be our gigantic warehouse for just mass storage of all the stuff that needs to be used for crafting purposes. We'll have a separate kitchen area where we'll keep all the food and things like that. And attached or next to that, we'll have our farmland, our main cropland area. That's, I think, really the only other distinction. I might diversify it out a little further. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's going to be a really big building, and we'll try to do pathways between the buildings and make it look nice. I'm not usually one for the form of things. I'm much more a functional kind of guy, dirt huts and mud huts and so on. So I don't get too much into the let's make it pretty stuff. But we might try some of that. All right, so that's the plan. That's what we're going to be doing. So I need to kind of review what resources I've got to see what we're going to build things out of. Dennis the villager. Didn't we have somebody else visiting? A pawnbroker? Did he move on already while I was yakking? Apparently. No, that's him. No, Larry, don't go. He's the guy we can sell things to. We can sell to him anything we want. I got a lot of stuff, but some of the stuff I really don't know whether or not I should get rid of it. Yeah, I don't really want to give too much stuff up right now. Hey, Larry. 10, huh? That's fine. Take those. I gotta use these maps. I got a lot of stuff. I gotta get done. Yeah, I already know. You want me to go kill the Spider Queen? Not yet. Pawnbroker will be back again later. Okay. Let's use these maps real quick. 2 local dungeon maps. Click. And southeast of your location. Northeast of your location. 600 meters. Alright, so we've got dungeon entrance, and dungeon entrance. I haven't found a winter area yet. We need to do a little bit of traveling and find a winter area. Actually, I need to spend some more time in the desert trying to hunt down, I think it's the desert. Is it the desert or the plains where you find ostrich? I don't remember. Alright, local village maps. Click and click. That was east and southwest. East and southwest. Alright, that should be enough. We got 3 NPC villages. Not terribly far off. 3 dungeons. I'm not going to worry about the pirate dungeon stuff yet. That should keep us busy for a while for the locals, so we'll stop worrying about that. What else? I need to put these portals away. Actually, no, I don't want to put the portals away. I want to fight the boss 3 more times. So when I see night about to fall, I need to get ready for another boss fight. The boss has 4 items. 4 items? I think it's 4 items. Yeah, 4 items. We got the ranged item. Where did I put it? Don't think I'm still holding it. Yeah, that one. Range foci. So there's 4 different foci from this first boss. And this particular one increases range damage. There's one for magic damage. There's one for melee damage. And there's one for summons damage. So if you get all 4 of them by killing the boss 4 times, and you're guaranteed to get them in sequence, it doesn't randomly pick. The very first one you get is randomized of the 4, but then it goes in sequence through the other ones in order. So kill it 4 times, you'll have all 4 items. You can combine those 4 items into a singular final item that has 15% damage increase across the board for all types, ranged, melee, etc. So you can combine the 4 separate ones for one that has all 4 types of increased damage. Does it have Z levels? You mean like this? Down in the caves? And then there's one further level, the deep caves, which is the kind of later, kind of hard areas that you go to. That's it for Z levels, though. It's just those 3 stacks as far as I'm aware. The surface, the caves, and the deep levels. Okay. So yeah. So we need to kill the boss. I'm not going to do it immediately. I'm going to work on the base stuff first, so I'm not in a big hurry on that. I want to start getting this stuff organized. So next thing I need to look at is kind of how we're going to organize our area. We got a pretty big area right in here in the middle of these kind of lakes and such. I need to get chopping trees to free up more space because we're going to do some pretty large structures. So I need to designate additional tree chopping zones. Let's get all these trees over here out of the way. So C, assign work, husbandry zone. I need to why isn't it shrinking when I'm right-clicking and dragging? Worked that time. Weird. All right. I don't think I can just flat tell it to delete a zone. I'll have to look into that later. All right, so we'll get rid of those. I don't want them replanting anything in those zones. I want to keep these areas completely clear so we can do more buildings. Sign forestry zone. All right, forest. All of this. And all of this. All right, all of that's going to be forestry zone. And even over here. Don't replant, chop down trees. And yes, chop trees. Okay. Next up, work priorities. You're allowed to do forestry. Okay, so they'll start helping out. I'll start chopping as well. Let's go look at our raw materials boxes here. So 300, 230. So that's what, oak and spruce. It's just raw stone. Where are you, raw stone? Oh, right there, 867. All right. What does it take to make things like tiles, stone path, stone tiled floor? Just one per. Oh. Gives a small speed boost. Yeah, we defeated the first boss. We're going to fight the boss again 3 more times, probably during this stream. But I want to work on some of the village stuff real quick before I go back to doing that. I'd like a kind of a main stone path, kind of intersecting the various buildings. So I might make a number of these. Let's do 60 of those for now. Let's do some wood flooring. Pine floor. I only got 34 pine. We'll just do the wood flooring for now. Got 100 wood floor. Then I need walls. Just do standard wood walls for now as well. Why are you doing... There we go. All right, we got doors, we got walls, we got flooring, path. We'll custom make the furniture once I get the basics. Get the basics back up again. All right, so let's I think I'm just going to chop trees for a little bit. Let's help our... Wow. Kind of making the screen a little wavy. Stupid zombies. Kind of have to aim lower than I expect to. I keep aiming at their head and it literally passes over top of them instead of hitting them. I got to learn to aim at their feet. Oh yeah, new tools. So the tool progression, it's kind of weird and doesn't make a lot of sense in that it goes wood, stone, iron, then gold. Gold is a higher damage value for tools and weapons and so on than iron is. And then it keeps going from there. There's like 8 or 10 different material types. But we've got the materials that... We've got our gold armor, and we've got our sapphire staff we're using. But I could get a gold pickaxe, and we'd get better results. A gold wood axe, etc. I forget how much gold I've got laying around after we made everything else. Not this one. The anvil. We upgraded the anvil, so we've got more choices now as well. So you got wood, you got... Oh yeah, I forgot copper. You got wood, you got copper, you got iron, gold is in here, frost, ivy, demonic, and there's even more than that. All right. So, you know, tools. Apparently we don't have any gold. I think I used up almost every single piece of gold getting all my other stuff put together. All right, we'll stick with what we got for the moment then. We'll have to go get some more gold. I think we already processed everything. Yeah, we only have 3 gold bars and only 2 gold ore, so never mind. I won't go get new tools. Let's just do some chopping. Elder just stands there while I'm under attack. Thanks, buddy. Guess I could upgrade this to iron. We're using wood. Let's at least do that. And I don't have a shovel yet. Let's get a shovel. Alright, so we're at iron for our basic tool set. Yeah, it's definitely better. And the boss you have to fight here, you do have to fight at night. If you don't kill him before the sun rises, he disappears. So time it carefully when you want to start that fight. Yeah, we can make pretty good progress on our own. I see our farmer's over there in his fancy iron armor, harvesting the tiny bit of crops we have set up. Somebody better be out here chopping trees. There he goes. Oh, we did a bunch of replanting over here. Let's cancel the replant. Got any food with me? I got worms. I do not have any food with me. Oh wait, I have a lunchbox now. I do have food. Okay, that gives me a fair bit of open space. Biggest building is going to be the central warehouse. I need to get that plotted out first. At least get the center point for it, and the outer wall positions. Get it fully built out will take a while, but I need to get it at least mapped out where I'm going to try to take advantage of the spacing. Then I'll figure out where I'm going to start my first housing spot. I kind of wanted to do it over here. This is sort of in the way. I guess I could do the... My plan is to have a central pathway and then have on one side a set of the 4, and then on the other side a set of the 4. So I guess what I could do is I could put the pathway in like right here, do this set first, and once they're done, get the beds moved over, tear this down, and then do the second set here. And I was going to do the warehouse kind of centralized, and do the kitchen and the farms over here. Maybe do the kitchen here and the farms above it. Something like that. And then we'll add other buildings later. That'll cover the basics, though. So, pretty good size area here. Let's see. Let's go drop some inventory real quick. I need to get these guys working. Okay, more material stockpiled. Okay, let's build a workbench just to be able to drop it on the ground and have a reference point. So, for example, we place it here, and I select this. That shows you how big the area that we can reach with storage boxes is. So this is a little too close at the northern end to the elder's house. I need to go south 3 or 4 more spaces because I want all of that to be available in the interior, and I want to put a wall around the exterior of that white circle area. And it doesn't have to be exact. It's going to be more space than I'll probably need for a single player game, but in multiplayer, that's kind of how we set it up. I had one person do this, and then he would guide the other person in moving their character to the right position, and then building the exterior walls, then getting them connected. So I may not go that big or worry about enclosing that full area there, but I do want to go a little further south from where we're at right now. We got plenty of space down this direction, so let's chop this back out. Let's go south a little further. Yeah, sure. Okay, I think that'll do. So my northern marker is right below that torch there. It's this row right here. So if I put a wall in where that torch is going laterally, yeah, that'll cover that northern side. So we put a torch or a wall section in right there. That'll give me my starting point. How do you show the workbench range? You go to a workbench, right click, and right here where it says use nearby inventory, just hold the cursor over that spot and it'll fade everything out and show you the space. Now this has been around forever. I used this 2 years ago when I last played. So this isn't new. Just open any workbench and just highlight this use nearby inventory section, and it does what you see right there where it fades everything out. All right, so let's oh, I think I put my walls away. It auto sorted my walls. I must have had some built already. Got stone walls. I'm going to do just wood walls for now. We'll replace with fancier material later. There they are. All right, so our center point is here. Yeah, if I just start diagonally down one. If I start there. Perfect. Of course, we'll throw a door in as well. We'll have multiple doors. All right. Constantly having to come back to do this. I wish you could like leave this locked on and then build around and make it a lot easier. So I need to kind of stair step that. So one more and then stair step over 2 and then down and 2 and down, something like that. So there. Yeah, this is going to be rough to make exactly equal. think it's like that. Pretty close. At this point, I'm not too worried about recovering every single space. I just want to make sure I have it mirror imaged. So that looks pretty good. So I need to stair step back 2 more. So we'll go like so. That doesn't look right. Oops. Close enough. How many spaces was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we didn't quite go far enough outward. But like I said, it's probably going to be more space than I'll ever use, so whatever. All right, let's start cutting this in. So we went 1, and then 1, 2, and then 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. One more down, I guess. It's not going to be exactly the same on each side, but I think that'll do. Yeah, I didn't quite go far enough down, but that's fine. Okay, let's put a couple of more doors in. I need a lot more floor sections. Ah, the blacksmith. Nah, I'm not ready for more dealing with more of you guys currently. We need just plain old wooden floors in bulk. Still didn't make enough. At least they don't waste your time with like long production timers on most of this stuff. Why are you not going away? I really don't want flowers hanging out in the middle of my crafting workshop. Or grass clumps. That solves it. Okay, I think we are done with the flooring. Got the walls in. I might go around and fill in kind of the diagonals that are missing. It just looks a little weird to me to have the gaps. But for the moment, we're good. So let's get a few of the other benches moved. And we'll start mass producing boxes and try to start getting organized. That'll be the huge task. Once I can get all that done and organized, I'll need a kitchen area where I can do the food stuff. So we'll put everything in here for now. But when we start working on the kitchen, we'll transfer stuff over there. Or, well, we'll set the boxes up and we'll let the villagers do most of the transferring of the items. Okay, so I think I'm just going to break these down and move them. And then we'll get boxes made and we'll transfer the junk. And that'll get us out of the elder's house. So, go ahead and pick up a few things. Oh, I think that was his thing there. All right, so I don't think we need multiple workbenches. I think this fully replaces the standard workbench, but I'm going to leave that one in place for now. Get that next to it, and carpenter's bench. Make a gap to run through. Yeah, we'll turn that one that way. Could put them a little tighter together, but again, I think I have plenty of space for just solo play. Okay, so let's get a bunch of boxes made. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to organize the boxes yet. Oh. Now I actually need to grab, since I don't have any wood down there, I need to grab a bunch of logs. All right, I think this is my only option currently, storage box. I'm not sure if there are larger ones. Cooling box reduces spoil rate of stored item. Oh. We got to get frost shards from the winter area though for that. All right, give me not going to do stacks of 10 for those, are you? Okay, fine. 22 to start, sure. All right, how are we going to organize this? Start with the exterior walls. We should be able to pull from every single box inside these walls. Yeah, the entire internal volume is able to be pulled from. So we'll start by putting boxes along the outer walls, and then I might do a second row or reorganize it some way. Oops. Not quite equidistant. I also need a dump box that I could just toss junk into. I'll probably put a couple of them up here for dump boxes. Other than that, I don't really care where things go. I do need to do some designations just for me to be better organized if I need to go hunt something down to actually take with me. But for crafting purposes, it won't matter. As long as the items are present anywhere in the room, we'll be able to craft from them. So, let's just, oops, do that. And for the facing of the boxes, it's dependent on the facing of the character. So there's no rotate key or anything. It's just whatever way your guy is facing, that determines the facing for the furniture. I think that might be enough to get me started. We'll organize more later. Plus I ran out of boxes. All right, now that those are down, let's just have the idea of basic resources. Set it up for the settlement. Clear all. Go to materials. Logs, yes. And this will be high priority. Use those as dump boxes. Clear, allow all, but set that as low priority. Same thing with you. Actually, I think we can go here, here. How do you, yeah, there we go, copy. Paste. So low priority, allow everything. All right, so now I can just dump things into here, and as my haulers have time, they'll come in and they'll relocate anything that's in these boxes out to these boxes, as long as I set these at a higher priority. And as time goes by, we'll add more and more boxes with specific inventory. Because initially, that's the only one that I've got set currently for logs. So I need to set more of these up to allow more types of items, and then I'll just start mass dumping. And when I see items being left in here, I'll know I'll need to go assign a box to allow things to be pulled. So let's throw a few more of these over here. So that was just purely logs. This one can be... Let's just make this one ore. Logs box. All right, and just like that, we should be able to start getting things done. We'll need to do an initial move of items up here ourselves. Everybody's sleeping right now. Demonic bars. I gotta figure out where the saplings come from. We got seeds in this box. Silly. Am I really out of logs? I have 3 willow logs and that's it. Oh, I'm hungry. Dying of starvation. I haven't gone out and gotten any more food recently. It's gonna be a problem for my buddies also. Yeah, it's going to take quite a while to get all this stuff organized. Down to the, I just want this one thing in this one box kind of organization anyway. Alright, so I might put like weapons and armor over somewhere around over here. Maybe on the back side of these. Have raw materials on the outer perimeter and then finished type goods closer in that I can just take a look at real fast. Yeah, I think I am out of... Huh. Oh, I got 114 spruce in my inventory, but that's about it. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a bunch more logging. Okay, so we might have to turn our attention elsewhere. I'm glad we got that started, though. That was a big part of things. We can go ahead and sort the bars. I don't have much of the rest of this designated yet. To make sure I keep the rope with me. My hotbar is supposed to be locked. It's not supposed to be putting items in my hotbar slots, but it keeps doing it. Wish I could identify either by the pop-up or something simple what category an item something was. Like what specific sorting priority or category is a portal. Or where does that belong in this list of box assignments? Apparently it is consumable boss item. I guess I can make a boss item box. Potion box, seed box. Those are pretty simple since we've already got them reorged. Seed box, I need to go over to the farm area. But for the moment, it's going to end up over here. Object seeds. Seeds and plants. Oh. And let's go ahead and do flowers as well. We'll see how quickly it fills up. So, they moving stuff? Look at that. What a champ. Yeah, that's why once you learn how to do this kind of thing, your buddies will do most of the moving for you once you start getting the designations set up. All of these boxes I never set a priority on, so these are higher priority. So as soon as a category is available, they're just going to sit here because they have no other jobs currently, moving stuff for me, which is awesome. Oh yeah, I need a potion box. They'll move the seeds. Not sure what that is, what category that goes to. I also need an ammo box, so potion box, ammo box. I'll go over here for things like ammo. Yeah, it doesn't cover things like that. Again, it's putting things in my hotbar, even though I got this thing to say hotbar locked. Something about that I'm not understanding, apparently. That's food. Alright, I just wanted to get my inventory clear. I'm going to fill up these 2 boxes here so I can get these things moved and be done up here. Oh, yeah, it's not liking the revival potions going into the potion box, which is funny. A potion box. You are allowed. Oh crap, I think they're moving things out of my dump box. Lock that. Transfer everything. You guys, are you dummies going the wrong way? That's going to annoy me. Yep, they're going the wrong way. I got to turn off all the filters up here. They're moving things back to the boxes I've just tried to empty. Remove! Remove! You guys aren't allowed to access these anymore. Alright, stop moving my crap back again. Alright, all these boxes are empty. I'll figure out how to do this more efficiently at some point. I'll go ahead and leave one box up here for the Elder. Otherwise, we are moved out.